All right, welcome back to the show. We're back with another week. More crazy NFL stuff going on. I'm here with my guy Daniel. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Another another week, another crazy week,
hmm
another week closer to basketball. So that's gonna be another thing
They
going
just
on.
kicked
I
off the
know we don't
preseason
talk.
this week.
I know we don't talk baseball. But shout out to my Astros. We do, we do. We cheat, but when we don't cheat, we still win.
I wish I could get into baseball, bro. That would. I don't know if that would help or make everything worse when it's October specifically.
Right.
Like
It's
it
just
would
talk
be
about everything.
tough.
We have to split one day into like three different
hmm
sections.
Yeah,
It got
there's
to be a
no
full time
way.
job at that point.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Oh man, but let's get into some NFL talk because NFL is kicking up into high gear. Most teams, most of the good teams, I should say, are starting to round into form a little bit. And specifically, a team that's rounding into form, they might be peaking, honestly, is the San Francisco 49ers. And yeah, that ass whooping that they gave to the Cowboys, I don't even I don't even know how to describe it besides anything
Yeah,
but
it
ass.
was
Like it
it
was just
was
one of
it
them.
showed it really showed the to me it showed the separation of the NFC
Yes,
from everybody thought it was three good teams in NFC to where it's just now like, okay, well,
one and a
maybe it's
half.
just two. And then we still don't know about the Eagles. They are 5-0,
Mhm.
but we still don't know. But we know for sure 49ers are good.
Yeah,
But the 49ers been good the last when did we beat them in Super Bowl? 3 years ago?
4 years ago.
4 years ago? They've been
Wait,
good since.
this Super Bowl will be
It
yeah.
was Pat's
It was
first Super
4 years
Bowl.
ago because that was
So
2020.
they had they had the number one ranked defense then.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it's just really showing how
God,
I know this is the next segment that we going on. I'm probably pushing
I mean, we
buttons
can
and
go
going,
straight to that. We can go straight to
but
that
it's
one.
just like it's really showing how the AFC is really more competitive than NFC. It's kind of like basketball, how the West and the East, and it's like you can you can really see the top three teams in the East, and after
Yeah,
that you just like
it's
anybody
nothing.
else who make it. It's just like,
Hey,
but with the
you can
West,
try
it's just like,
hard.
man, we got 12 teams where we could just be like anybody can be in this game right
All
now. Like
12 teams could be the best team in the league somehow.
when
Just
and it's just crazy because you can do a top 10 quarterback list right now, and six of
mm,
them at least is gonna come from the AFC,
yeah.
maybe seven.
Yeah, maybe eight,
That's what I'm
depending on
saying.
depending on how much you like Dak and Kirk Cousins. You might go to eight
Exactly. Because the
because
only one I could think off the top of my head that they will put in the top 10 is Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts, and you can make a very strong argument right now for Brock Purdy probably
Right now,
to
but I'm
put him in
talking
the
about
top
like we
10,
talking
like at the
about top.
bottom,
Well, okay, so we talk about top 10. I'm not saying like, yeah, people might go off of right now, but we talking about like actual top 10, as in like
just full
you
time.
gotta have the 20 minimum game starts at least. Like this man only
That's
played
fair,
what 15 games in his career, 12 games in his career,
something
something
like
like
that.
that. So
Yeah,
I don't know. When you the most dominant team in the NFC, are you?
is it
I just
just the
don't know.
NFC? Shit.
I put Brock Purdy on the Giants. Who is he? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like
Bryce
he's
Young,
running around because
just
they
like yeah,
already.
just try
But
not to
it's crazy
die.
because the analyst already says Brock Purdy doesn't have the intangibles that most top quarterback has. He doesn't have the arm strength. He's not. He doesn't have the size. He
No,
doesn't have anything.
I was thinking about this earlier.
So
If you imagine what we would be saying about the 49ers if you put Lamar Jackson in there instead of
I
Brock
don't
Purdy.
think nobody's
It's the
ever
scariest
beaten
team
them.
ever created. Yeah, it would be
Yeah,
the
I would say no. I don't
scariest
think
team
no.
ever made.
It's just like putting Pat Mahomes on that team. Like,
That
will
that's
they ever lose?
him is the flip side of that is put Pat on the Dolphins right now. How does that look? It's unstoppable. You're done. Like he can run too and make more time for that team that is running
Yeah,
4-1s. They're running
yeah. Everybody runs.
sub
The
four
slowest
two.
dude runs a 4.3. That's crazy. It's just like the
Is
slowest
over
dude
the
was the
top.
fastest dude. the slowest dude on the Dolphins was the fastest dude in his draft. So it's
Yeah,
just like, what are you doing? Like,
it's sick stuff. But it's. I think, I think we're the 49ers might be so dominant that it skews how people are going to look at the NFC going forward, especially if anybody beats
yeah,
them. If somebody like if they lose to the Eagles, it's really going to skew how
crown
we do
them.
this stuff.
We're gonna start crowning NFC champ. Right, it's hard to say because Dallas was, what did they say? They were probably the first or second or third best team. Like 49, I had the 49ers going to the Super Bowl. I had Chiefs 49ers repeat.
Mm-hmm.
But I had Dallas winning the NFC East, but losing in the playoffs to the Eagles. So I still had
Okay.
Eagles 49ers NFC championship. That 49ers defense is crazy. Like,
You don't say.
yeah, it's crazy.
Hold on,
but
let me do an exercise real quick. I'm just gonna name guys off. So we got Hufunga, Fred Warner,
right.
Nick Bosa, Hargrave, Greenlaw, and then I'm gonna throw Isaiah Oliver in there too.
It's decent.
That's more than
6
half
out of
your
11.
defense. Yeah, that's what I was like. That's
If you can name more
6
than half off the top of your head,
off the
then
top of my head, just thinking like, all right, let's name the player. These are all just the good players, and that's half. That's half of the team on defense. Like it is. Are we? I just wonder because this is even crazy to me. I mean, we can just go back and forth between these two topics that we have, but to me, this is like crazier than just Brady and Randy. Really, back the last time we had an undefeated team in the regular season was the Patriots. But that was more just Tom Brady could just throw it up to Randy Moss and they would just score 40 points every game. This is like different. They're just beating teams down on defense. And that's like casually putting up 30. Like it's nothing.
Yeah, what the thing about it is like Kyle Shanahan obviously learned from his pops.
Oh yeah.
But he took a little twist from it. I think their defense is beating people down. The defense alone, I think it's the defense, personally.
Yeah.
Like, even though offense is dumb crazy, but it's not the quarterback, though. It's because you got Christian McCaffrey, Kittle.
You can do the same thing on the offense. You want to do the same thing, go ahead, start David.
You got Christian McCaffrey, Kittle. You got Brock Purdy. You got Ayuk, Samuel,
Debo,
Trent Williams. That's 6 right there out of 11.
Juszczyk, the fullback.
Juszczyk. So that's 7 out of 11 that be out there all the time. So it's just like, so
bro, it's so
that's
ridiculous.
13 out of the 22 that we got that we know that's on the 49ers. They have a good team. But when you start getting to having to pay people, that's why I remember back a couple weeks ago I said Brock Purdy's not getting top dollar because they want to keep that team. They want to try to keep that team.
You want to know something crazy? I did this on Sunday or Monday, I guess, this week. I did it on Monday. I went and looked all those. So nobody. It's if I remember correctly, it's Isaiah Oliver and I want to say Hargrave are up at the end of next year, and then nobody else with those people that we just named is up until 2026. But the problem is Kittle, Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Ayuk, like
Debo. They all in the same
2026.
Yeah.
So they are, and I've talked about this. They're in the dilemma because they're basically in the same boat. I said as Dak, but it's also the Chiefs right now. It's also Russell Wilson in the past, where once the quarterback gets the contract, and I've been saying that, it's like you can't keep all this.
But the thing about the Chiefs is we draft good.
Yeah,
we
they draft good.
They draft good, but
none of those guys are first round. I think Debo's second round, Kittle's
Debo's
second or third round. Ayuk's not first. None of those guys are first round. Except maybe a couple on the defense. I'm not sure. I think Fred Warner might have been first round.
I don't know.
That makes it even crazier.
Everybody say 2 good draft, but that shows you too. It's just like drafting has a big
Fred
impact.
Warner went in the third round.
Yeah, but that also shows you that in order to be a
Oh,
good
Nick,
franchise,
obviously Nick Bosa
oh
was
yeah,
the
Nick
first
Bosa.
pick.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about him.
he was like top 5.
Yeah, he definitely. That's back when they was garbage and they was like 2-14. But
Mm.
draft is a big thing. Like, I mean, you have
Oh
to have
yeah,
a good like the Chiefs. Since we got Brett Veach, real good drafting franchise. He like
hmm
he moves the money market and like can move picks and players and things like that. Like it's nothing.
yeah.
And to this day, we got players that want to come back. Hey, Nicole, Frank Clark, get to your agent, tell him you'll come back for little or nothing. But
Boy,
but
you're
we
not
don't
getting
need a
picked
D one.
nowhere else.
We don't need Frank. To be honest, I love Frank, but we don't
No,
need
no,
him.
no, no. That's
But
over with. That's over
I
with.
would take McCole right now, though, to be perfectly honest, just because he's a receiver
Mm.
that knows the offense, and then now it gives somebody else a little bit more time to,
Who?
because
But how that? But then, so we're. I mean, I guess because then you're just kicking Sky Moore out of his spot completely because
okay, right
McCole
at
can do
like I'm not
everything
right,
probably
right,
better.
right now, would you have Sky Moore on the field or McCall? Would you feel more better if you see Sky Moore coming on a jet sweep or McCall?
I honestly, I feel more comfortable with McCole doing everything that Sky Moore does. I guess it would be better to have McCole specifically to like so we can just move Rashid Rice into the slot at all times and just cut Sky Moore completely out of the game. But
Yeah,
let's not
because
go to a Chiefs talk. Let's get
yeah,
back to the 49er shit. So let me just ask the question.
yeah.
Do you think that they can go undefeated this year? Do you think I guess on a scale of 1 to 10, let's do that. On a scale of 1 to 10,
Okay,
how likely do you think it is that they go undefeated?
alrighty. Um, they still haven't played the Rams yet.
Mm-mm.
Still haven't played the
No,
Seahawks yet.
no, they did play the Rams. They played the first
Okay,
Rams game already. They played their away game. Then that's
the
that's
away
the team
game,
that played them the closest. That was 30 twenty
right?
three. Jeez, bro. This shit looks sick looking at it. 30 30 30 35 42.
Wait, so who they? So what's they? They haven't played the Seahawks yet.
So here, I'll give you the schedule. We can go down the schedule. Uh Obviously, these are the games they already played. Pittsburgh or at Pittsburgh, at LA, Giants, Arizona, Dallas. Those are the games they already played. That's the 30, 30, 30, 35, 40. Then they play at Cleveland, at Minnesota. That's a prime time game. That's a Monday night game versus the
The
Vikings, who
Brown, the
probably won't have Kirk Cousins, probably won't have. I mean, it's crazy because you think Cleveland isn't going to have Deshaun. The Vikings probably aren't going to be playing Cousins or Jefferson. Then you get the Bengals, who that's the first game back from their bye week, so they could be 3-5 by then, something like that. Then you play at Jacksonville. Then you play Tampa Bay. Then they have the same thing like us, where they have at this. This is tough. They got at Seattle, at Philadelphia, and then Seattle at home in a 3 week span. Then you play Arizona, Baltimore, Washington, and in the year with the Rams.
um go undefeated. No, they're not going
I mean,
undefeated.
I can
Wait,
see where they lose at.
and they best what they're going to lose because it's a few. Let's put it like this. Like I said, I have 49ers going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
I I really think they split with Seattle.
That's
I
where I
think
was
they
going
dropped one
to.
of those. And then who's to say that I don't know why, but I think somehow Baltimore might get them at the end of the year.
No way, bro.
I just feel like somehow Baltimore, like it just when you said
I
Baltimore, because
understand
I didn't know
though.
they played Baltimore, it just rung in my head. It's like Baltimore might
Yeah,
actually like,
that's Monday night Christmas Day.
yeah, it's like Baltimore might get them. Like I don't know why, I can't explain why, but in my head, as soon as you said Baltimore, I'm just like,
After
and then the
watching
Eagles,
the Eagles, to me, this is my thing. It's easy because it's dub at Cleveland, dub Vikings, dub Bengals,
right?
dub
Yeah,
Jacksonville, dub Tampa, and then a Thursday night game. That's like I'm pretty sure that's
you go from Sunday to
but
Thursday.
no, that's Thanksgiving. I think it's Thanksgiving the 23rd.
If it's the last
That don't
Thursday in
sound right.
November, then
It
yeah.
is. So they play Thanksgiving night against a division rival, and they're at Seattle, one of the loudest places in the country, in the league.
Second loudest, yeah.
Well, yeah, second loudest. Literally, like in the record book, second loudest. Yeah, that's I see anywhere in that 3-game stretch. One of these Seattle games or Philly or two any combination of two of those. They're probably
Because the
losing.
thing about it is, you gonna be on the West Coast,
Yeah.
fly to the East Coast, play, then fly back to the West Coast.
Yes, on a short week.
Yeah,
Well, no, I guess it's a long week.
because you got
Yeah,
Thursday,
because you play
then
Thursday,
that
then you don't play
Sunday,
till next Sunday.
then back to that Sunday. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying, it's just one of those three. I feel like they gonna drop.
So you go from Seattle, then you on a long week you go back to Philly, and then you come back home to San Francisco. Like, yeah, it's a
Do they go?
sketchy
Well, let's put it
schedule.
like this: from 1 to 10, do they go undefeated? I'm gonna go. If they make it through that stretch, those 3 stretches without a win, I mean, without a loss, then I mean, I guess it's even is to say 7. Like I'm gonna just say a 7.
A seven for going undefeated.
Yeah,
How likely it is? Yeah.
I'm gonna say around a
Um,
7. Because if they make it through Seattle, Eagles, Seattle, then I think they will. If they undefeated going into that stretch and they go through that stretch and win, because those are the three. Those are the only 2 teams. Seattle. I feel like Seattle, even though I feel like Baltimore can get them only because
yeah,
of Lamar Jackson. That's the only reason why. But
he
if
ain't
they can
looking
go
great.
through Seattle, no, he's not. But run, boy, run. Uh,
You got to
but
put
if
up
they can go through
150.
Seattle and the Eagles, which is yeah, at that point, then yeah, they are dismantled. The
Yeah.
Cowboys. It's just like I don't. But the thing about it is, do you really want to go in with your high horse to the? And it's the NFC though. Like you going to with your high horse to the NFC playoffs. It's just like they gonna play everybody that's gonna be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Except
Just
maybe
like the
they just don't play
I
the
know
Lions. That's the only
right,
other
and
team
that's
that
the only other team that I want to see them play. To be
that's
perfectly
it. That
honest,
I was thinking the same thing. So if I give it 1 to 10, the likelihood that they go undefeated this year, I'm at a nine and a
but
half, to be honest with you. Because if we talk the only thing, the half is injury. Because they get injured every single season. They never make it to December without major injuries. It's every single year. People always say, is it the system? Is it this? Is it that? It don't matter what it is. It happens. You know what I mean? So that's the only. Can
yeah,
you
because
make
Christian
it?
McCaffrey,
You have to make it through November. If you can make it through November with no major injuries, you get to your two main
they could
games.
probably clinch by Thanksgiving if they
Oh, before
stay
that,
undefeated.
clinch number one.
Yeah, they could probably clinch by Thanksgiving because they'd be what
Yeah, because Thanksgiving
11 and
is the
0.
yeah. You'll be 11-0 because you got their bye week is week 9. So yeah, you'll be 11-0.
Yeah, so by Thanksgiving, if they win all through 11-0, they clinch, and then they really ain't got to do shit. I
Because
mean, they won't clinch the 1 seed, but they clinch a playoff position
that's the other thing.
analytically
Whereas
wise.
Philly is who does
5-0.
see nah. Oh yeah. But Philly look at Philly's schedule is so much
I'm not.
harder.
But the thing about it is, I don't
No,
even
I'm
think
agreeing with
Philly's
you.
gonna go undefeated.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying that
Yeah,
they're looking at it now. San Francisco, you're probably right. They probably clinch by around then. Yeah, by
I'm not. Well, I'm
Thanksgiving.
not saying clinch the 1 seed. I'm just saying clinch a playoff spot. Period. Like
Well, they'll probably
regardless if
clinch
they
the
lose the
one.
rest,
Look
no,
at
they're
this.
not
Look at
clinching the
this,
one.
bro. Look at the Eagles.
They're not clinching the one.
Listen to the Eagles schedule.
Because you got to think about it. If they clinch the one, you still got to have. Because what if Detroit only have one loss by then? Still, like they got to see if.
Well, yeah.
I'm just saying, like
I
clinch
mean,
a
I can go
playoff
look at that
position.
too.
Period.
I mean, they'll definitely clinch. They'll damn near have the one clinch. This is what you tell them because look at
They have
this
the
stretch.
division clinched by Thanksgiving.
Listen to this stretch for the Eagles. This is November 5th. So this is November. The whole November is Dallas, Chiefs,
Right.
Bills, and then 49ers, and then Dallas again. And then they play Seattle. They have like they got
Yeah, it's
a
just
6-week
as in
stretch
like
there where it's like they're probably gonna lose
3 of those games.
At least 2 of those games.
Chiefs, they're gonna lose the Chiefs. They're gonna lose. They're gonna split with Dallas. I
That's what I
think they're gonna
mean.
split with Dallas, and
It's
then
3 of these games are 50-50 to me. Where it's like 49ers is 50-50. Dallas is you probably split. Buffalo, like it's a lot of evenly matched games. Even the Seattle game, that's December 7th, that's week 15. Like they have I mean, at least they end with with Giants, Cardinals, Giants. So
but my thing with the 49ers, and this has
shit.
always been my thing with people always say I'm tripping when I say it, but
Mm-hmm.
I really do think strength of schedule in the NFL matters.
Oh yeah. Look at the Eagles
Because
last
like
year.
yeah, that's exactly like if you
Perfect
don't play
example.
if you don't and I this is why I think I don't want to make it a Chiefs 49ers thing, but
Nah,
I
go
kind
ahead.
of got to. But this is why I think the Chiefs will be more battle tested going into the playoffs and if they
Oh,
match up in the Super Bowl than the 49ers because we playing like all the top teams,
yeah,
top
we play a number one
quarterbacks.
schedule.
The 49ers, who's the top quarterback they're gonna play? Jalen Hurts once.
Burrow, Trevor
Burrow.
Lawrence.
What are we gonna see with Burrow that game? Like we still
He
trying to
finna
figure out
get
if he's
killed.
good.
He
He don't
finna
have
get
an O
murdered.
line.
Can we
Like
pause for a second and talk about the Bengals real fast? Because people keep saying that they back. If you think they
against
back,
Arizona.
you definitely didn't watch that game. They was down. They should have been down. If they didn't get that pick, they go into like the end of the third quarter down 17-14. They got the pick and the long bomb, and that's pretty much what saved the whole game because they looked like trash still. The whole first half of the game, they looked terrible. They like the same team. He hit one pass to Jamar Chase, and they got a pick
Jamar
six
Chase
from
had
the
20.
2 yard line.
He had 20 targets.
Yeah, and he had
And it's
9 of them in the first half when they was losing.
yeah, it's I'm
They
always
look
fucking
awful
open. That's
still.
what I'm
Yeah.
always fucking open.
I
It's
mean,
just
this is
like
2 Chiefs fans talking about the Bengals, so it's probably not fair, but it's still like
no, I mean,
I
I
just
don't
don't
dis
see it.
I ain't never just like just because I'm a Chiefs fan. I'm gonna try to be the most objective that I can
I
be, even
know.
though I know the Chiefs is the best. But it's just like
I just know people. There will be people that's like, well, what? I can't talk about the Bengals, man. Y'all some
I
Chiefs
mean,
fans.
but we can because the Bengals has
Well, yeah,
also beat us 3 times.
yeah, and
You know, but
also
we
like
just got them.
I have eyeballs and I watch the whole game. And if you're gonna try to sell to me that Burrow and the Bengals are back because of one pass and a pick that saved the game, it was 14-17. They get
Yeah,
the pick and go up 21-17. The Cardinals and James Conner, before he got hurt, go straight down the field in a drive. That's what people forget. That's what people don't want. Watching that game and watching people talk about it, people just fail to remember that the Cardinals went straight down the field on the drive and got a field goal. James
the
Conner had
frisky Cardinals.
he had like 3 runs of like 15 yards straight, and then they just kicked a field goal, and now it's 21-20. And then the next drive is the bomb to Jamar Chase, and it's just game over after that. Like they just lost. The Cardinals lost all confidence. But it was a close game. But yeah, but the 49ers play, yeah, that's it. Joe Burrow with no help except for Jamar Chase. He's going to have to throw the ball
Trevor
30 times.
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is in the same situation. Can the offensive line hold back the 49ers defensive line? No.
Can the Bengals offensive line do it?
Well,
No.
no, that's just granted though. But I
Yeah,
mean, the 2 quarterbacks you play that are good, they have awful offensive lines right now. And then you got the Eagles. So that's the only good game they got left.
so basically what we're saying is the 49ers need to meet a team with a good enough offensive line to neutralize them a little bit to where the quarterback can have time to throw.
Yeah, or the greatest quarterback of all time, Patrick Mahomes.
But he also has he has a good offensive line, and if his line breaks down that one time, he can maneuver in the pocket and make something happen.
Bro, you want to know what's funny?
Hence why in that Super Bowl win they had
Yeah.
the number. We didn't in our line. I feel like our line this year is better than that line
Oh, way
that we
better.
had in the Super Bowl.
Way better.
So it's just like
You want to know something funny? Now I don't know. I couldn't tell, but now talking about it, I'm thinking that he had somebody on the video I uploaded this morning was about the 49ers and the Cowboys game. And right early in the morning, 6 in the morning, somebody commented, your team is the only team that we're afraid of. And I at first I was like, oh, what is he talking about? But now I'm assuming he had to be talking about the 49ers. He couldn't be talking about because the Cowboys got a couple teams they should be scared of. But now I'm thinking about it, it's like, yeah. What other team should the 49ers be scared of? The only thing you could be scared of is the greatest quarterback of all time, just
And the team
doing the
that beat
greatest
y'all,
stuff yeah. The only team that's really we beat y'all last year. That's pre Brock Purdy though, but that's with Christian McCaffrey. So it's like, yeah, well, the only team that what should be scary is the
it's
greatest
you.
quarterback of all time just coming into your house and
But not
sitting on
only
your
are you,
couch brushing his
but
teeth with
not
your toothbrush.
I would say, but not only are you talking about um meeting, being scared of them. If we meet the 49ers, we don't play them this year. So
Yeah, it's
we
in the
do
Super
play the
Bowl.
49ers in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, you got to meet
But
us at the bowl. Meet us in Vegas.
and I ain't even talking about Patrick Mahomes on the offense. That defense is gonna have 15 weeks to click. Do you not see? I've been telling everybody who's been saying, do you not see our corners? Everybody been talking.
Yeah.
Our corners is nasty.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Like
you want to know the
they
real
are
dirty
nasty.
secret here that nobody wants to talk about with the 49ers is the right side of the line. Yeah, it gets a little scary sometimes when you're watching that right tackle and that right
And you
guard.
know what Spags like to do?
And the
And he
blitz.
not scared to
Good
tell
luck.
you. He not scared to say. And what's crazy is I'm not scared. I can have. I'm not. I can with they receivers, the 49 receivers,
Mm-hmm.
Debo and Ayuk. I trust by the Super Bowl time. If we play them in the Super Bowl, I will trust McDuffie and Snead go lock up one
Oh
on
yeah,
one.
that's actually a great matchup to be honest.
Go.
Because
It could be. Yeah. Go lock up.
only thing I'd
We
be
gonna.
worried
We gonna.
about is Debo on McDuffie, and he just bullies him somehow. Just a jump
No,
ball, and he
put
just
Snead
gets
on because
bullied. I mean, you would
Snead
have
is a
to, yeah,
dog. Put
you
Snead
have
on
to. You're
Debo.
right.
I'll put no, Ayuk is a dog too though. You seen them
Yes,
clips? That's kind of
yeah, but
well, Ayuk is
I'm less scared of IU just bullying either one of them. Like I'm less like him
yeah,
bullying
yeah,
McDuffie because he's not as big as Debo. Debo's
right. Debo's a running
6'2",
back.
220. Like, yeah, he's huge.
No, but I was saying like,
But Ayuk ain't no joke though. I know what you mean.
but our defense by time if we so hardly make it to that damn Super Bowl, boy, like that means our defense clicked like that, and we
Yeah.
already got McDuffie's a top rated DB.
Mm-hmm.
Snead top rated DB. Mike Edwards is one of the top safeties rated that people ain't talked about.
I think somebody said he had the most pass defenses in the league or something like that. He's just in on every pass play somehow.
And then our
Or it's
linebacker
like
core, you can
percentage,
switch
whatever
out
it was.
3-4 people. Our
Mm-hmm.
line stays switching through people. Chris Jones still getting triple to it. I hate watching the game because I want Chris Jones to get off, but I hate watching him fight through like 3-4 people just to get to the quarterback.
You know he need to be mad at
himself.
Karlaftis.
Shit.
No. Karlaftis, because Karlaftis can't draw. You getting single covered every time. You getting man on man with the
beat it.
right tackle. You gotta beat it. You have to.
You got to.
You have to. Him and FAU, because FAU on the other side is not getting nothing done.
You talking about Felix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like they not creating nothing on
Shout
their
out
own.
to Kansas City, Felix.
All the pressure, and we stumbled back into a Chiefs cast. All the pressure is coming from like simulated stuff, from stuff Spags is dialing up more so than we just rushing forward, get home.
But you know who hit? You know who has been like a sneaky? I can beat the single cover, the single man block. Dana.
Yeah,
Mike.
I know.
Mike Dana Mike Dana has been like.
It's Dana. I had no idea it was Dana. That's so weird.
Oh, it's Dana. Oh,
yeah, I've been saying Dana for the past however many years he's been on the team too.
Ain't that how they say it? Like
they've been saying it like that till this year. Yes, but it's Dana.
Oh, okay, whatever. Dana,
it
like
threw me off too.
Just like Kelsey and Kels.
Yeah, and nobody knows. Like even his dad was like, I don't know.
I
I was like,
don't know what
okay,
it
all
is.
right,
My
bro.
people tell me what it's supposed to be. Like,
Yeah, you gotta help me out a little bit here, man. Like you gotta help the people out here, man. But yeah,
oh man,
I
no, but I think
that's
that I think matchup wise, since we got a fast linebacker core, Christian McCaffrey won't be as, and they like to hit. That's one thing I like our defense. Our defense
finally,
loves coming down, hitting. We got corners that love coming down,
yes.
hit. That's what they do.
Bro,
So it's just
how
like I
many
don't know.
times do we have the conversations back when we worked together where I would just be like, look at Anthony Hitchens, man.
Yeah,
Watch it, watch him every play. Watch him
he
just
lead the
look
league
at
in
people.
tackles, but he lead the league in missed tackles.
Bro, it would be so many times where it's just like he's standing right there and just be like,
Marcus
nah, I'm
Peters,
cool.
how many tackles did he miss the other night?
Bruh.
Like
That's what we
Marcus
got.
Peters, like
It's so
yeah, we
hilarious to think we got rid of Marcus Peters so fast. Like
after
that's
the year, when that the
crazy.
year after he led the league in interceptions or some shit like
Yeah.
that,
And
like
everybody was like, why are you getting rid of Marcus Peters? And he went wherever he went, the Rams or whatever. And people was like,
Rams.
oh, that's why.
He won a Super
Because
Bowl
he's
though, didn't he?
uh
No, they lost. They lost to the
I don't
Patriots that
remember.
year.
Oh, that was 2018 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, they
20,
lost to the
whatever it was.
Patriots.
Yeah. Jeez, man. But yeah, I don't see it's gonna be tough, man. The 49ers
For
is
that,
they
I
different
still
right
got it
now.
at I still got it at 7. I don't fully trust.
They different. I'm going
I
nine
don't
and a
know,
half.
man.
I
I gotta
can't
go 7.
I had to sit and think and I can't sell myself anything, but it's more likely than it is not. Even your six and
Yeah, that's why I
seven
got it at
shows
7.
like it's way more
It's
likely
more
that they
likely
go
than not.
undefeated
But
than they
that
don't.
3-game stretch with the Seattle Eagles, Seattle is the only
That's the
thing that's.
one.
Ask me after that stretch.
That's the one. I mean,
That's the stretch.
that's more than halfway through the season though, too. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I'm saying. If they go through those
Then it's
3-game stretch
over.
and they win, they going undefeated.
Because then
But
it's
if
just
they don't, then
Baltimore on
the
a
only team that they
Christmas
like.
night. You think the NFL, if the NFL is rigged, like everybody trying to say,
Oh,
there's no way they're
I
letting the
just
49ers lose on Christmas night.
I just thought about what you said. You said they right side of their line is
Mm-hmm.
weak. If they somehow match up with Detroit, Aiden Hutchinson, now
In the playoffs, yeah,
what are we talking about? Because that boy Aiden been going off this
been
year,
going crazy. Oh
and
man,
it looked like Kyle Shanahan took a little was watching a Detroit game before
yeah,
that
the flea flicker. George Kittle talked about that. He said he called him and Sam Laporta have the same agent, and I think the agent told him about it, and Kittle went to the tight end coach and was like, "We got the same play in the
Yeah,
playbook."
because they both went to Iowa too. You know that, right?
Yeah, yeah. He was like, "We got the same play in the playbook. Going, we need to run that," and they ended up calling it. And he was like, I didn't think they would call it because usually if they know like another coach called it, they don't want to be like, oh, I'll call it too. Like, oh man, 49ers, jeez, man. This shit unfair, but I'm looking, they're all, none of them are first round picks. Ayuk's a fifth round pick. Greenlaw's a fifth round pick. Can't keep getting away with this. They can't keep drafting fifth and fourth and third round picks, and they turn into the best players of fucking of their generation and shit. Fred Warner is like the best. It's unfair. They can't keep doing this. But nah.
No.
But let's go. Let's since we've been talking about it already. Let's do you got a playoff team, like your playoff team's ready? Do you know who or who do you think? And we ain't
In
got
the
to go through
AFC,
who
no.
beats who and all that, but let's go through, I guess, the 7. Because really, we talking about the division winners and then who their 3 wild cards are. Because I mean,
Right.
some of these are pretty cut and dry. I feel like Jacksonville is in the playoffs. Like that's almost inevitable.
Right.
The real sketchy one, like right now, the crazy thing about this is because the Steelers beat the Ravens. I've been thinking about this too.
Right.
I've
They
been
got
debating whether to go out on the ledge and say the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna win the division. And it's the most disgusting thing I've ever seen if the Ravens and the Bengals let this shitty Steelers team win that division, just because all it takes is the Bengals to lose to the Steelers. One of the games, if they lose one of the games, all of a sudden the Steelers are the number one in the division, almost hands down.
Yeah, well, if the Steelers win that division, I would pray that whoever get the 5 seed is they're going to the next round.
Oh yeah,
it's just like we got to play the Steelers.
The Steelers.
Like, being
I mean, that's what happened with us. Remember what Nick Wright called that shit? The better than the bye.
The better than the bye. Yeah, it's just like this is better than the bye. I went to that game.
For real.
The playoff game was Ben Roethlisberger's last playoff game. Yeah, I went to the game.
Jeez, didn't we whoop him like
35
to like 7 or something like that?
I was down there kicking it. Like was
fuck the game.
Like it was over when it started. But
yeah.
So I mean,
we putting Jacksonville.
Obviously, you got the Chiefs, Jacksonville,
Chiefs. Those are the two divisions. That's West and North. So, or no, that's South and West.
I can't even call it AFC East because Bills just beat the Dolphins
and lost to the Jags.
Didn't lost to the Jags. So I'm just
you're right. We might have to just give it another week and then we come back and
give us
a top 6 or top 10 and playoff teams.
Give us the week 8.
Because it's so ridiculous right now. And I said it too. I said it last week. I was like, we need to give it till week 6. Because then the schedules and the records,
we can call the NFC right now.
The NFC, let me go look at this.
We can call NFC right now. We can go 49ers, West, East, Eagles. North, we can go South. 49ers, Eagles, Lions, Bucks, and then give the playoffs to the Seahawks, Cowboys, and Rams, maybe.
It's hilarious. Okay, so I'm looking at right now. If this playoff started right now, you guessed on the NFC, you guessed every single team right except for one. And it's because why is this? Oh, because they are the better. There's only outside of every team you name, there are only two other teams that you didn't name that have a winning record. They both in the same division.
Saints and Falcons.
Yes. The Falcons are in right now.
Oh, because they got the tiebreaker.
They're 3-2, and everybody else in the conference is fucking under 500 right now.
Yeah, that's it.
It's so wacky. But you literally named it like perfectly in order. Like Niners, Eagles, Lions, Bucks, Seahawks, and then Atlanta and Dallas. Yes, weird. Yeah. We need.
So we can. That's what I said. We can name just like if it was basketball. You can name the East right now. If it like 30 games in, you could probably be like, all right, we can name the Eastern Conference playoffs right now. But if it's the West,
top 4. I can name the top 4 West, now. Shit.
But if it was the West, you'd be like, shit. Everybody within 2.5 games. From 4 to 10 is a 3.5 game tiebreaker or whatever the hell they call it. It's just like, what? Like, I can win 3 games this week and be in 3rd place. That's crazy.
It's so ridiculous, man. NFL, like, man. We can do. Give me another week and we'll come back and we'll really dig into who's doing what, doing everything. But as you mentioned, NBA season is upon us also.
It is.
And we got to dip our toes in a little bit of NBA water. Now, I'm just going to ask you, are you even prepared to do the Dame talk that we had scheduled?
Hey, listen, you already know. You already know how
I can start rattling off. I can just go. If you want to just clear out, I can ISO for a minute and just and you come back.
About the Dame James Harden?
Yes.
The question is, who would you rather have? Mm-hmm. Right?
Wait. And we talking about not right now. I'm talking about all time in the course of
But
both of their careers. Not just
right,
right now.
but
If you're talking about
I'm
October
not talking
11th,
about right
2023 at
now.
8:45, yes, I want Dame Lillard. But if we talking about
I'm not talking about right. But if I'm going off right now, and you say the whole course of the career, I'm going off how they move throughout their career as well.
Okay.
So I would take Dame. It's just that easy. Like I just don't even understand how it's even an argument.
Well, I can tell you why it's an argument.
Well,
So,
no. Let me end the argument right here.
okay, go ahead, because there's
Let me
nothing.
end it right here. Let me end it right here.
I just want to put out there before you end it
He
that there is absolutely, it's not even close. But go ahead.
well career stats are close.
Mm-mm.
One averages, one averages like 25, the other one averages like 24 point something.
Mm-hmm.
Like the other one is
Keep
around
going.
like 6 assists, the other one's around like 5.
Mm-hmm.
You got
7 to 6.5.
yeah,
Or,
7 to 6, and you got rebounds was around like 5, 6,
5,
steals
6 to
around
4. Yeah, if you round up.
one, steals around like 1, and the other one averaged like point something. Like I don't remember who it was, but I looked it up, so I'm just like, okay, well,
I can give
it's
it to you.
close.
I can
You
give it
know,
to
you
you.
don't need to, I know it's
I
close.
got it right. I'm
Career
looking
stats
at
is
it.
close. And then James Harden is they even career total points is close, and James Harden's played 4 years more, if I'm not mistaken, than him.
I don't think that's not. They not really. It's not as close as you think. I think total points.
25,000 and 20. Yeah, it is. James Harden only got like 25 something. Damian Lillard is close to 25,000.
Let me see.
They did. Maybe I'm thinking of career. Maybe I was thinking
There's
of
no way because they average basically the same thing, but Harden has played like 300 more games than Dame has.
maybe I was thinking of
24,693 total
to
career.
like 19,000 probably.
And let's see. Yeah, 19-3.
Yeah.
Now, I'm
Playoffs. Hold on, no. I ain't
all right.
Playoffs. Do we not have a whole thing about James Harden in the playoffs?
Yes, we do.
About how and last time I checked, Dame, even though he didn't win nothing, he still dropped 50. He still plays his part. But he still plays his
He dropped
part in the
50
playoffs.
once. Hold on. I'm not
and
finna
how
do
many
this. Dame
how many times
Lillard,
does James Harden drop 50 in the playoffs?
it don't matter.
Yeah,
That
makes sense.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I'm sorry.
You want me to, I can give you the whole rundown.
Him as a person,
because none of this is true. None of this is true.
I'm
not looking at stats. I'm not looking at just pure stats.
Player, like I would never want to have a person on my team who the first time there's adversity, he's want to get traded.
I mean,
Dame Harden. You said
personally,
well, no, I'm going off of him as a no. You said who would I rather have, and I'm telling you why would I rather have Dame over James, right?
Oh, so then Kyrie is better than LeBron because he's a dog. He's a closer. He's a killer.
No, because Kyrie has been on 17 different teams, and when LeBron went to Miami Heat, he was actually a free agent, so he didn't ask to go to Miami. And then when he went back to Cleveland.
So hold on. If that's part of your argument, then Russ is better than KD. Because KD has given up on every team he's ever been on and asked for a trade and basically almost all the teams he's been on. He's given up and done the same thing that Harden does, just he has
Russ
is a dog and he has I'm gonna show up and work hard mentality.
If that's the case, then everybody's like anything. But I'm just going.
But that's why we can't use that. We gotta throw that out.
Yes, we
gotta
can.
Throw that away.
No,
we gotta throw that out.
We can't throw.
We got to. We can't use like their mentality, bro. Like
yes, you can.
Okay.
Because if we just go off of how they played in the NBA in their career, then obviously yes, I want somebody who can score.
Even close.
Yeah, but you said who? But the question is, who would I rather have and why? Why?
Can I walk you through this? Can I walk you through this real quick? Okay. So Harden, like you said, the stats. We can go through the stats real quick. Blah 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 blah. Right. Even head to head. Well, I'm not there yet. Let's go back. Career stats is 24.7 to 25.2 for points. That's a wash. Like you said, these are close, but Harden beats him in everything. He has a better Field goal percentage. Why? Because one's 6'5" and the other one's 6 foot. I know they list Dame Lillard at 6'3". He's not 6'3". He's 6 feet tall without shoes on. If we be honest.
but the thing about that is,
mm-hmm.
I would average a lot more points too if people have to focus on KD and Russell more, or
he played there for
KD
3 years. He
was
played there for 3 years. This man averaged 37 points. What are we talking about?
He was the 6th man in Oklahoma, which means he never came in. The only time he started with, never started.
Did you forget Harden played for the Rockets for like 7 years?
Yes, but a lot of that can be screwed because when he was with Oklahoma,
so
did he not win 6th man of the year?
Okay, but
he came in
when
with
he was at his best. When he was at his best,
with the second. If Tyloo started,
what is going on right now? What are
you? What do you? It's not. I'm arguing that James. You just not understanding. James Harden's shit could be screwed because he was the 6th man, which means yes, he was a dominant scorer, but he came in with the second unit, which means
those are his worst statistical years that he's ever had. When he went to the Rockets, he was the man, and he averaged 30 a game. What are we saying right now?
I don't understand.
That man averaged 30, and he had Eric Gordon was his number 2. And he drug him to the conference finals multiple times with Eric Gordon and Trevor Ariza.
Didn't he have Dwight Howard?
He had Dwight Howard at a certain point. That's why I wanted to walk you through, because we always do this, right? We do this where we talk about Dame is a closer and he's clutch and all this. He dropped 50 in the playoffs. Do you realize that the whole run we talk about with Dame and his playoff success is 1 year? It's 1 year.
Yeah,
it's 2020.
I know. I ain't talking about. It's a couple years ago.
It's 2 playoff series
when he actually had other people around him.
When they played the Thunder, when he had that big game and he hit the shot, they was up 3-1. That wasn't no clutch moment. They was up 3-1. It was a close game because he sucked the whole game.
Clutch doesn't
always lose the context.
Just because you up 3-1 don't mean your shot not clutch. Clutch means it's a close game and I finished this shit. It's a clutch shot.
But let me go through the playoffs real quick. Because this shit is crazy. So I'm taking Harden's OKC. I'm taking his whole career of OKC off the board. That's gone.
But the thing about it is,
and his career, even his playoff success is still better than Dame. So 13, he loses to KD and Russ, I think, in the first round. So he plays them in the first round. As soon as the first year with the Rockets, he plays KD and Russ. That's when he loses.
OKC.
Yeah, he played OKC. Yeah. Now, I want to point out, this is very important. As much as we say that Harden that he always gives up, he's never been 4-0. Never. As the main guy on this team, he's never been 4-0. I just want to point that out first. It's because that's important.
I don't care.
It's important.
So?
It's important. So 2014.
He's never been to a final.
Dame been to the finals?
No.
Okay, we're not arguing how bad. See, I think what you're doing is you're arguing how bad James Harden is, but it makes the argument worse for Dame once I'm not through this.
No, but think about it, I'm not arguing how bad Harden is. I'm just going off of somebody like that, like how James Harden,
one of the greatest scoring guards of all time. That would
right, but then when they get to the playoffs, you can't do what the main
Dame has done worse. Dame has been worse in the
playoffs. Dame has never been
worse.
Dame has never been deemed one of the most prolific scorers in NBA history.
How come he's the second best shooter behind Curry? We say that all the time.
Yeah, that's shooter.
He got Dame time and all that.
We never. He has never been hands down like scoring. Like when you talk about scoring in this era,
this is the same thing we do with LeBron. LeBron, he's so great that we have to talk about. He has to be
James
greatest
Harden is
at
not
everything and every moment, or
James Harden's not
worse
so
than
great,
John
though.
Wall. Like that, because he can.
James Harden is not so great though. Like he can score the ball though. He's
better than Dame. That's what this whole thing is
about. Not better than Dame.
He's clearly better than Dame. He's better. Harden, the worst thing for Harden is his defense, and he's better at defense than Dame.
But okay.
Can I go through the play? Let me go through the playoffs for you.
Yeah,
They lose to Portland in Dame's second year, right? That's the argument for some people would be, well, look, they beat him in the playoffs. But to be fair, LaMarcus Aldridge averaged 30, and these are the games he had, and these are in order. Game 1, 46, game 2, 43, 26, 29. And when he scored 8 points, they lost. Okay, and Dame had 30 in the last game to close out. Now he didn't really I think he averaged 24 the whole time.
So around his career average.
Yeah, but we'll get to Dame. We're gonna get to Dame. So that's
so
the
he
one
averaged around his career average. Okay.
That's the one thing. But Dame, that was LaMarcus Aldridge's team, and LaMarcus Aldridge carried them.
But that was around Dame when he
series.
first came. He came around. Yeah. That was around when Dame first came in the league, though, right?
Yeah. To be fair, sure.
Because that was James Harden's 4th, 5th year in the league. That was around Dame's first, 2nd year in the league.
2nd year in the league. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So now we're comparing somebody like that to.
No, I'm saying that some people would say, "Hey, Dame beat him in the playoffs." Dame didn't beat him in the playoffs. LaMarcus Aldridge was beating the shit out of Dwight Howard.
Right. Just like Shaq won all the finals and Kobe didn't. Good.
I mean, you can. I'm one of the people that I'm with you.
I mean, I'll argue that too.
If you want to say the rest of them, the ones with Pau Gasol, sure, I'll give you that. But Shaq was the better player. That's not even close. So 15. These are the people that Harden has lost to in the playoffs. So we always do that. We ding Harden for falling apart in the playoffs. But these are the people that he lost to. 2015, he lost to Curry's the unanimous MVP season, right? In the conference finals. People say, "Oh, he fell apart." That was the first sign of.
I remember
Harden
that.
falls apart.
I was in the Army on base watching that final, the Western Conference Finals, right?
Yeah.
It was the Rockets. Yeah, I remember watching that. Yeah,
but you might be thinking of hold on. Let me keep going though, because there's a pattern here, right? 2016, the same thing. They lose in the second round to Curry. No, that's the 2016 is the unanimous MVP season. I'm pretty sure he got 4-1. But he got a game off him. He got a game off the greatest season a player has ever had, basically. The next season, they play Kawhi before the first injury. The same Kawhi that goes on to the next round and almost swept OKC until what's-his-name stepped under him and, like, whatever he did to his knee, fucked his knee up. And then he was out for the next year. That was the next year that he came back from the knee injury, and Pop and the Spurs had that whole intervention with him, and then he left and went to the Raptors, right? So we're talking about peak Kawhi and the Spurs, the end of the Spurs and peak Kawhi. That's who he loses to, pretty sure, in the second round again. 2018, this is one of the ones where he gets dinged the hardest for, but for some reason we always forget that he was playing he took the Warriors with KD and Clay and Draymond to 7 games with Chris Paul. And Chris Paul hurt his hamstring in game 5. He didn't play the last 2 games. But we always ding him for that because he didn't show up. It's like, okay, he didn't show up against the greatest team ever put together, 2018. It was the first year with KD.
The Warriors had injury that year, though.
No, you think that's next year. This is the year they go play Bron in the finals.
And they win, right?
Yeah. They won.
2018, the Warriors won, right? And then Bron won in 19?
Bron won in...
Because Bron won one of those...
17. The first...
No. Bron won one of those Warriors...
Bron won the one without KD.
So that was 18.
17, I think.
17.
Or 16. It was earlier. It was earlier than this.
Whenever they went 73-9, Bron won.
Yes. I think that was 16. Let me go look, man.
Might have been 17.
I think it was 17 or 16. It was 2016.
Okay, 16.
Yeah. So 2016, Harden lost to, the guys that went to the finals and lost to one of basically the either greatest or second greatest player of all time. 2017, he loses to peak Kawhi, the Kawhi that once he comes back healthy a year after that, goes and beats this same KD and Curry team when they was hurt. That's the year you're thinking of. Kawhi won that championship when everybody was hurt. Clay was hurt. KD tore his Achilles, all that shit in the finals. That's what you're thinking of. But the year before that, when they was all healthy, Harden took them to 7 games.
I'm confused. So with
okay, I'll help you through it. Come on.
Just tell me through it, because take out the LaMarcus Aldridge years with Dame. The years they went to the playoffs and did what they did was because of Dame, right?
Wait, hold on. We're going to get to Dame. Let's get through Harden.
In the West,
hold on. We're going to get to Dame and we can talk about that.
They both was in the West. Harden went to the East.
Hold on. We're not there yet. We're not there. I just want to point out, look, there's a reason. Because look who he ran into. He ran into KD. He ran into LaMarcus Aldridge losing his mind. And then they just they flopped next year, but we'll get to that. He lost to Curry in 15, Curry in 16, Pete Kawhi in 17, Curry in 18 with KD and Clay, but they took him to a game 7. And if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, he might have his first trip to the finals. But let's go. 2019, who do you think he loses to in 2019?
2019
in the
East,
second round. No. No, he's still there. And he loses to Curry again. He loses to one of the greatest players of all time, and we ding him for it. 2020, he's still with the Rockets. This is Westbrook and Harden.
But he's always had good pieces around him.
No. He's
had a team. He's never had scrape teams like Dame had.
What? Yes, he has. So
James Harden has had more scrape teams than Dame in his career.
It's the same.
No, it's not. It can't be. It's not.
It's the same.
It's not.
2015.
It is not. This man done teamed up with Kyrie, KD. I don't care who your role players are. You got Kyrie and KD.
That's old Harden too. That's
you got Russell and KD, young Harden. You got Chris Paul, Dwight Howard, Eric Gordon.
But see, the problem
Joel Embiid. Now, he done played with more Hall of Famers than Bron probably.
And we're gonna see. Okay, so let's go to Dame. Let's talk about Dame's playoff success.
Less Hall of Famers than
what is
LeBron.
Dame's playoff success? Can you tell me what has Dame done in the playoffs? You said he dropped 50.
He's won maybe 1 or 2 series in his career.
Yeah. That's what it is. His whole series. All we talk
in the West,
this,
but
it's 9 years in the West.
9 years in the West, and all those teams you named James Harden lost to, Dame went through too.
Went through. You mean like got 4-0 every single time he played Curry?
His team
he couldn't get a game off the Warriors. Harden
he didn't have a team
when they
like
had
that.
KD.
But Harden had help.
So him and Chris Paul. Who's the help? Name the help. In the years.
So Harden
Can you give me specific
help?
years?
Wait. No,
he had minimal help.
But
McCollum's not help. McCollum averaged 25 a game. That's not help. LaMarcus Aldridge averaged 30 in the playoffs. That's not help.
Yeah, well, we said
talking about?
Take that out. I thought we was taking that out. Yeah, with LaMarcus Aldridge, yeah, but even with Dame and LaMarcus, who was the other people?
Who was that's my point about Harden. You say Harden had a squad every year. He had one other guy. Dame,
but if Harden,
McCollum or LA.
But if Harden is,
it's like Harden.
But if Harden is that so much farther along than Dame,
because on an individual level, he's a better player.
Then
he won more playoff series. So then he's been more impactful to those teams when they won those series than Dame has ever been.
But why are we talking about who was James Harden's help if he was so more impactful than Dame? I'm saying Dame needs help. I would
who
rather
the help
have
was
Dame.
with Harden,
right? But
or with
no, I said with Dame.
You said he had help. That's what you said.
I said Harden had help, but you said Harden didn't have help. But you
had
also
the same amount of help.
But you saying Harden is a more impactful player and scorer than Dame is. So which means somebody in that level shouldn't need that much help, right?
No, see, that's the same. That's that LeBron argument. He's so good.
But you made it.
That Dame doesn't have to be as good. No, you make it the argument.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying you made it the argument. I didn't. I said I would rather have Dame based on whole career play. when
And
somebody asks me who would I rather have,
look. Listen. What I'm saying is you brought up that Harden had help, Dame didn't have help. I'm saying they had the same amount of help. They always had at least one other guy that was either an all-star or playing close to all-star level. We're not going to sit here and bash McCollum and say he was trash. The
I'm
same way
not. I
I'm
didn't
not
say
going to sit and
McCollum was
say
trash.
when he had Dwight Howard, even though Dwight Howard was he slightly washed, sure. So
Yeah,
was
but it's a
McCollum at the end.
6'11", 6'10" center. Like,
Yeah, was CP a little bit washed up when he had him in 2018? That's debatable, but he was still an all-star level-esque player. Westbrook, was he still playing at the highest level he ever did? But he was still Westbrook, an
it's
all-star
Westbrook.
level player. But he
Like
always
Westbrook
had
play like he
one
do
guy.
when
It's the same. Dame has had McCollum averaging 20 to 25 for the whole run that he had. All of these getting 4-0'd in the first round of the playoffs for 7 years straight. He had his partner. Now it's not.
But
That's the one thing I'll give you is it's not Dame's fault that the Trailblazers thought having two guys that are 6'1" go play in the West was a good idea. Sure, but Harden has won so many more playoff series than Dame. It's ridiculous. Like it's
but
hilarious.
The thing about it is, and like this, the question wasn't who's a better player. The question was, who would you rather have?
Well, I'm saying Harden is hands down the better player. That's right, the argument it has turned into.
That wasn't the question, though.
You might want to have him. That's fine.
The question was, who would you rather have? Because I would rather have Dame, because if I know I can at least get Dame for 9 years and Harden for a year and a half, and then he's partying and want to get traded, and now I'm ducked out on $60-70 million.
No, if we saying no, you get one of them in a rookie year to start your team with. Who do you want? You want Dame, even though he's shown you that by himself or with one other all-star, he literally can get it out of the playoff the first round twice.
I don't know, because Harden rookie year he had KD and Russell.
I didn't even count none of that. If you take that out, his career is still better than Dame.
But you said his rookie year, so I was just like, I don't know.
But I'm saying who's the better player? Like if you could start your team with one of them coming out the draft, who do you want?
I'm not saying James Harden is the worst player. James Harden, he's the better scorer. Yeah,
he's the better everything. He's the better winner,
though.
That's the crazy part. We do this we're making it. We all, and you're not the only one, because the mainstream media does this too, where Dame is a winner and Harden is a loser. But Dame
Harden a loser.
I'm not saying you are. Losers. I'm saying the mainstream does that all the time, where we hype Dame up like he's this winning player, and he's never shown that. We also never talk about how Dame fell apart, how Drew Holiday clamped him up and let AD take over a whole series, and he got 4-0. We don't never talk about that.
I don't think it's Dame is a winner. I think it's more of they like him because Dame is a team player. I think everybody when they take account of like how play. But when you ask,
you talking about a guy that averaged like 12 assists. That's what we talk about too. I mean, obviously.
Well, I'm not saying team player. I'm not saying team player as in like what your stats say. I'm saying team player as in like.
As in, I'm gonna stand 30 feet out and space the court and then shoot a three and brick it and then go back and get cooked by Jeremy Grant. That's what we talking about.
Or he can wake up.
You a team player, but you get cooked on defense every possession.
Or James Harden can wake up and be like, I don't think I want to be in Philly this year. I don't think I want to be a Rocket. Maybe not
he's a better player.
Oh, I don't want to be in Brooklyn no more. This man can play with 5 different teams.
That's cool. When you talking about
he can never be a narrative. He can never be. Guess what?
I'm talking about hooping.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm talking about hooping too.
No, you're talking about a narrative.
You want to? Well, it's not a narrative. We see it every day. It's not, I don't want somebody who's wishy-washy. He's a wishy-washy person.
What? That ain't got nothing to do with. So it's KD.
It's
we're not going to sit and say KD is worse than Dame.
Yeah, but KD, at least if he's
you
not
would never
hurt,
make that argument for KD. You would
yeah, I
never make
wouldn't.
this
But
argument for KD.
KD would go out there.
And
But
he
KD at
wishy-washy.
least would go out there and ball. I don't
And
like
so will
KD, and
Harden.
I'm a Longhorns fan till I
Bro,
die.
I will.
But
Can I just point this
no,
out
so
also?
Harden would
We
not
talk about
like.
Harden quitting in the playoffs. He averaged 18 when we say he quit. Well, I think it was slightly over
18,
that.
that's it. 18 for one of the top scorers in the NBA.
Yeah,
That's
and he
crazy.
didn't get
He
4
need to
0, just like when Dame averaged 18 when he got clamped up by Drew
when
Holiday and let
when did
AD beat him in a series. He
when
did
did
the same thing, but one was to Curry and one was to Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday.
so
One
who
was the
so who did
greatest team of all time, and the other was a team that only made it
so
out of
when
the
did
first round that one time.
so what year
But see, we always forget that everybody always forgets that Dame in 2018, his 5th year in the league, we're not talking about first, second year in the league, he got 4-0'd and got clamped up by Drew Holiday and AD, and they 4-0'd them. It wasn't Curry and Clay. It's the greatest team of all time.
So who
of our era, at least.
When James Harden scored 18, who they lose to?
The Warriors. One of the greatest teams of all time. Clay was holding them. One of the best defenders of all time, of our era, whatever you want to say.
He's not one of the best defenders.
He held the best players every time. Everybody they played, him and Draymond played. He
wasn't
the best wing.
I'm holding on that one. Yeah,
but
Clay was one of the top two-way defenders.
He had clamps when he had knees. Still, he was.
But if you was,
Bron.
but it don't. But if you won the top score, it doesn't. If you won the top scorers of all time, so they say, you can't get buckets on one of the top two-way players in the league.
Go ask KD that when he was getting clamped up by Jason Tatum, who's not nowhere near one of the best defenders. That was just 2 years ago, but we don't do that for KD. But we created a narrative for Harden.
2 years ago,
I mean, he dropped 50 in one of the games, but he was Jason getting clamped.
Tatum was 24 and KD was 32. Like, I'm not gonna do that. Boys, like, I'm sure some young heads that I'll drop 10 on right now.
The Harden disrespect is so crazy. Did he fall apart in games and give up? Yes. But I will take the talent level versus that happening once or twice. Because what we always do, everybody, not just you, this makes me upset because Harden's one of my favorite players, and I hear this argument so much.
Yeah, see, that's why he's one of your favorite players.
Yeah.
So that's why it's going to your heart.
But it's not, I mean, a little bit, but it's because it's a narrative that is created the same way the opposite is true for Dame. If you go through year by year, game by game, and look what Dame has done in the playoffs and look what Harden has done in the playoffs, Harden is, and you can take away the whole OKC, him playing with KD, you can take all of that away. You can take the Nets and you can take the Sixers. If you just take just his Rockets run, he is hands down more successful in the playoffs, won more games, was better individually. Like, whatever the argument you devolved into is Dame is a better person. That's what we're talking about.
No,
Dame
is
a better human than Harden.
I'm not going off better person. I'm just going off of if they
gonna do what with the ball in their hand
with career stats.
It's not close.
Regardless,
the stats. But see, now that's the funny part because you're the one making the stats argument. Because the stats
career
are
points,
close, but Harden is better in everything. Harden's is better in everything.
Yeah, but it's
total except scoring per game. That's it. And it's by 0.4 or whatever it is.
All right. Well, the best scorer, one of the best.
One averaged 37 and 10 in 1 year.
Oh well, it's crazy because one of the best scorers ever, still career-wise per game, can't score better than Dame. That's all I heard in my mind.
Wait, what?
You just said Dame leads is more than James Harden in per game points, right?
And that's where he gets dinged because of the OKC stuff where he was averaging 15 points a game. And as soon as he got his own team like Dame, he averaged 30, 31, 37, 30 for 6 years straight.
Okay, but the thing about it is when you said Dame had LaMarcus Aldridge. So when LaMarcus left, if Dame had LaMarcus, how much would he? Yeah, 2 years is a lot.
3 years is a lot then, because that's how long he played for OKC.
Right. So if
We
we
can do
want to
it.
take both of those, want to take both of those out, then they're the same people.
No, but
They are
no.
the same person.
But Harden has won far more than Dame is. It's not like the winning. I'm talking about winning games, winning in the playoffs. Harden has proved that he is a much better
Okay,
basketball player than
so when you
Damian
start,
Lillard,
but
bro.
the thing about,
It's not even close.
and then when you start getting into winning, it's just like, see, that's the weird thing about it, because
If you're gonna tell me Trevor
it,
Ariza and Eric Gordon are much different than Nicholas Batum and CJ McCollum, then come on now. What are we doing here? We've done it.
yeah, because in the playoffs, yes, because everybody know the playoffs is a different story. Because ask James Harden what the playoffs is.
Ask
Like,
Dame what the playoffs is. Dame has
exactly.
got
So
4-0. He got 4-0 every year
your
except
two,
for one.
your
And that's
two
the
and
only year we
three,
talk about 2021. Because yeah,
your
he
two and
dropped
three
50 with
players and
Jamal
things like
Murray.
your 2 and 3 and things like that actually matter. Actually, and
If you
coaching.
such a good player, if Dame is so good, then he should be able to carry him, right? That's what you said
And
for
if
Harden.
Harden's so good, then he should be able to do it too, right?
Yeah,
It's just
and he
like,
has, and he's done it more and more consistently than Dame.
but the thing about it is, Harden was such this dominant scorer in the West. It was like, oh,
Yeah,
he go to the East, went to the East,
and
couldn't
everybody
do
got
it
hurt,
either.
and KD got hurt, and
So
then
now
Kyrie was doing the COVID stuff. We're not gonna
what about
pretend.
this? What about the 76ers shit? You got the one of the most
Oh,
the centers and
you mean when he saved him in the playoffs versus the Celtics for 2 games?
I ain't see no
When he
save. All I
dropped
seen was
40? What? He dropped 40 and hit the
my
game winner in
lord.
game 6?
I
That
just
just
don't
happened.
understand this, man.
That
Stop
just happened.
protecting this man.
Don't
This is why this man think he can
Dame
stay
is
in the
not
league.
no. Now, okay, if we're gonna talk about him
Harden,
as the
this is why he.
human, then I'm not with all the quitting and trading me and all that. But I'm talking about on the court with a ball. It's not even close. It's not even
This is
close.
why that man think he can stay in the league, man.
No,
Like,
no, he should definitely be in the league. What do you mean? He definitely is still has a place in the league. Is it making 50, $60 million a year? Absolutely not.
that's why
No
Houston
way.
said no to his
Yeah,
ass.
no, it's
Like,
no.
talking
But
about I want to lead the league in scoring. Houston was like,
but I mean, Dame better
I
get
bet
it
if
done.
Dame went down there and said, I want to be a scoring champ, they'd be like, okay,
One
cool.
of the
We'll give you
reasons
this
I
money.
wanted to do this is because if Dame don't win a championship with Antetokounmpo
Within
in the next 2 to 3 years,
2 years, 2 years.
we
I
gonna
not. I don't
have
think it's
to.
gonna be this year. It's gonna be it should be his second
And
year with that
his
team.
whole reputation. I think that's when people are gonna be like, "Oh, why?" Because
Yeah,
I think
yeah, but
this
that
shit about to
proved the
cut
point.
off. This shit about to cut off, and we
He's
we
going
got about
forever.
30
Damn, my
seconds.
girl,
Yeah, we can come
man.
back and wrap it up. This has been a good conversation. Though. I knew this was gonna happen, something like this. But bro, it's so crazy. Like this shit is so crazy, bro. Because we don't never talk about the fact that Dame got 4-0, 4-0, 4-0. I'm looking. I wrote it all down.
Okay, but can we talk
4-0,
about
4-0, 4-0, 4-0. And then the one playoff series we talk about with OKC, it wasn't clutch. It wasn't game 7. They was up 3-1. Dark, because I might just keep this in. When you said, no, I got Dame all time for sure, I was like, oh boy, I know this conversation is going to get crazy because I feel very strongly about this one. Now, we can argue other guys over Harden, but not Dame. There's no way.
But if you put, okay, so this is my only thing. Like,
if you switch spots, you can't. No, if you switch
no, I'm
spots,
not talking about switching spots, but I'm saying James. So where do you have him with like all time scorers? James Harden,
all time scorers.
like all just like if you just like scores, because that's what we basically going off, because he don't do nothing else.
If we talk, then what does Dame do though? Dame don't play defense and Dame don't pass the ball. He the same person. He just worse and small.
Well, okay, we about to see what he does with actually people with an actual good franchise, with actually good players around his first Hall of Fame person he's ever played with.
You better not get bounced in the first round and get 4-0. I don't care what happened to Antetokounmpo.
This is the first Hall of Fame player he's ever played with.
That's cool.
Right now. James Harden played with how many?
But that argument is
I'm saying,
nonsense.
it's not nonsense. It's
So
just like
So Dame better than Curry because Curry has played with Hall of Famers his entire career. He's
no,
played
I'm
with
just saying
two
I
or
want
three Hall of Famers in the starting five
no,
his whole
well
career.
and
So he's
sometimes you got
worse.
to
That
put,
makes him worse.
but and sometimes
You
you
have to
got to
put
do the odds.
context.
You got to put eye test and everything else with it. Like
Harden wins that. Just because Dame shoot deep threes, he better.
Harden do the same thing.
Yeah.
But I also see Harden.
And he get to the rim. And he passed the ball. And he can run
He's
the pick and
also a
roll better.
flopper. He flops and shit and do all this other stuff. Yeah, he doesn't. Didn't
I
they
would
change the
rather
rule
have
because of
somebody.
Harden?
No, it was because of Trae Young, and I also like Trae Young, but that's a different conversation. But
no,
I
he
can't
got
defend the
that from
flopping.
Harden. I'm
But
sure he
I
got
would
that from
much
Harden.
rather have a 6'5" guy that's going to play off-ball defense and flop a little bit than Dame, who's just going to get cooked one-on-one. I just watched the OKC playoffs again, bro. Just going through highlights. Jeremiah Grant. They put Dame on Jeremiah Grant to try to move him out the way, and Jeremiah Grant cooked him. We not talking about Curry, Westbrook, PG. We not talking about Kate. We talking about Jeremiah Grant was backing him down and just laying it up over him and scored like 20.
But at this point, everybody done.
You can't do that to Harden.
Everybody get cooked. No.
You can't just go at Harden every play. No, you cannot just one-on-one. That's what Jeremiah Grant was going one-on-one and just going at Dame, and he was cooking.
But the thing about it is,
you can't do that to Harden.
Getting saved because he's a 6'4" shooting guard.
What do you mean? What does that even mean? He getting saved because he's a 6'4" shooting guard. Saved from how? How's he getting saved?
Because he's one of the bigger shooting guards in the league.
Yeah.
Right.
Get bigger, nigga. So his height
get bigger. Dame can't wake up and be 6'4".
Get strong.
Yeah, people's gonna
that's a knock. That's a knock to you. Yes, that's a knock. I'm sorry. You 6'1". You can't play defense.
You
that's
talk
on
to
you.
Somebody who I don't know. Nah, I can't take it. I can't take
it. It's not fair. But it is what it is, bro. It is what it is.
Nah. So no, back to my question.
Okay.
Harden, where you got him with all-time scores? Because the better argument to me would have been Melo or Harden.
I don't think that's close.
You really think he scored, if you really think he
got a lot of
like
smut on Harden's name. Harden has done more than Melo, bro.
I would definitely have Melo over Harden.
I mean, if we're talking about I don't know. I don't think so.
Crazy.
I don't think so.
Melo, I don't think nobody in NBA history can beat Melo in one-on-one. Melo's the best ISO player in NBA history.
I mean,
nobody.
It's Michael Jordan. It's Michael Jordan. That's Kobe.
Melo would cook both of them.
He couldn't hold Mike.
He don't need to.
Cook him way
Melo would get the ball, and if Melo would get the ball first, it would be over. Like Mike's not holding Melo at all.
I mean, we've seen this. We've seen a worse version of Mike in Kobe cook Melo in the playoffs. We've seen that. 2000.
But we're not talking about play. We're talking about one-on-one. Melo get the ball. It was one-on-one. It's over.
That was the ISO era. We talking about 08, 09. That was the ISO land.
I'm telling you. The fact that
where do I got Harden? Harden is a top 10. He's top 10 scorers. Because what's your we talking about Mike, Kobe? What do you want to put AI in there? You want to put somebody like I'm not counting Wilt. Fuck out of here. Like you don't count. That shit was I played against somebody like our fucking great grandfather.
My great grandpa.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
I don't know what's going on.
We had 3, and Iverson is already debatable to me.
Melo.
No. It's the problem is
one of the top.
Melo.
Get out of here! What are you talking about,
bro? Because
if Melo's not a top scorer,
Melo couldn't get it done when it mattered. That ISO shit didn't matter. Bro, you talking to somebody who loved Melo and loved the Knicks. That was my favorite player outside of LeBron in that era. It was Melo, and I'm telling you, when the playoffs came around, he wasn't doing none of that.
We're not going.
He was getting locked up. Melo was getting locked up. He was out of shape. He was getting tired in games. It was the same. It's not worse than Harden because he didn't give up. But what's worse?
Lord.
A
So
nigga,
was
a
Harden
nigga
not doing the
passing the
same
ball.
thing?
No, Harden was passing the ball and going to standing in the corner. Melo was chucking 40 shots and making 12 of them and having fucking 13 points. Like you can't even do that. Like you know what I mean? Like he was having games
Melo
like
is one of the. I'm listening. That
Harden
is
better
one
than
of
Melo. I'm sorry. I'm
no.
sorry. He better than
Hell
Melo.
no.
I'm
So now
sorry,
you
bro.
got you just might as well get this man his gold jacket. He a Hall of Famer.
Harden not a Hall of Famer to you? See, the narrative of his personality has taken over the actual hooping
Well,
aspect.
everybody
Put
makes it
that
to the Hall
man
of Fame
in the
in the
park.
NBA.
I mean, that's true. You're right now. That
So
is,
it's
yeah.
just like, yeah, everybody makes
Harden
it. I'm
definitely
sure
a Hall
he'll
of
be
Famer.
there, but it's
Yeah,
just
he's
like
going to the Hall of Fame.
if
Harden
Melo
is
don't.
a top, at least at a minimum, top 50, if not top 35-ish player of all time. All time.
Lord, they need to make it harder to get to the Hall of Fame in the NBA because it's just
I
like,
mean, that's a
Lord,
different argument. You're right, but that's a whole different argument. Harden would still
Harden
make
going
it.
to the Hall of no without a ring.
Yeah. Barkley there. All the
Yeah,
niggas ain't got rings in there. Ewan is in there. Like all of them is in there.
yeah, but Barkley was arguably a dominant power forward back in that day, was he?
Bro,
Wasn't it?
you do you not what was you doing from 2013 to 2019, bro? Where was you at? You wasn't watching was you watching basketball?
I was in college in the military. Like
See, yeah. Nigga, I was smoking and
I was
watching all this shit every day.
I was in basic training half
Nigga,
the
I was
damn
sitting
time.
around watching this shit all day. Nigga, I wasn't in college. I wasn't in none of that. I was
Yeah, I
sitting
was
there
saying, well,
watching
I
dumb
played college.
shit,
I
watching these
graduated high
games.
school in 11. I played college baseball from 12 to 14, and then and then got out. I went to
Yeah.
the military in 14 to 16,
So
and
you
got out in
missing
16 and played college baseball again. Like I
you
was just
missing
like,
a lot of them nights that I was having where I was staying up at
yeah, I
1 in the morning
sitting
watching
down
West Coast
watching.
games. Yeah.
I was watching football games for sure.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I'll catch
football.
my
Yeah,
football. I was never gonna miss football,
but
but
bruh,
basketball, I'm
it's
finna
too
wake up.
many.
I'm not
Yeah,
finna watch that shit.
I was a
That's why I don't.
degenerate, bro. It
I
was
don't. I
degeneracy.
argue. Yeah, I don't. I argue baseball based off like feeling and what I know and things like that. I don't
Yeah,
argue off like what I see because I mean, when do I ever catch a
but
basketball game? I don't know.
just trust
Like
me when I tell you
I'm
that
not. I'm
Harden
telling you though. Like I watched enough basketball to know I would rather have Dame than Harden.
never.
I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to put my money in somebody I know I'm gonna lose money still and not get a return. At least Dame gonna be here for the long run. Like LeBron, like I'm gonna rock with y'all until I rock with y'all, and then when me and the organization figure out like this ain't it, we'll let them go. But
You mean
I
like
don't
what
like
Dame just did this year? He just did that a
he
couple
signed a
4 months ago.
contract and then they traded him.
He signed a contract, then he demanded a trade. That's he did this. He
But
did
what did they?
what he did was worse than what Harden did because he signed his contract and a couple weeks later demanded a trade that he be traded to a specific team.
But
That's worse.
yes,
But
no.
we
What
don't
he said to
spin
the
that
Heat.
narrative about we do this for Dame, but we don't do it for Harden, and it's all narrative based because we believe Dame to be this better, respectable person. Oh, I mean, he wanted to get traded to Miami and then divorce his wife. But we don't say nothing about that. We ain't talking about that. I don't even want to get
Yeah,
into their
but it's just
personal
like
life, but that's what it
yeah. But
happens with
I seen that
Harden.
too. I'm like, damn, boy, then got traded and divorced. Like
But that's what
what?
happens is for Harden is one doesn't give a fuck. That's the difference. Harden don't give a fuck if he looks stupid. Dame does. So he goes out of his way to make it look like he's this dependable. It's just like it's rapper shit. Dame is a rapper, so he do the rapper shit where like I can't look goofy. I have to stand. I have to look like I'm standing on this shit that is ultimately meaningless. Because Harden's like, yeah, I'm drunk, high in the strip club, showing up to training camp fat, and I still put up 30 on you and beat you in the playoffs. Now what? It's like none of that really matters when the ball goes on the court. To
My thing
me,
is, if I stay with a team for 9 years and I signed a new contract, I'm like, yeah, y'all gave me my bread, whatever. And it's just like they went and got what Scoot.
yeah,
They went and got
first
Scoot.
round, yeah,
Who
second
else did
pick.
they get? What else? Who else came to Portland? Is just like, yeah, I feel like I can win here in Portland. Exactly.
You had McCollum. You had an all-star with you for
He
five,
didn't
six
say
years.
trade McCollum. He didn't say get rid of him. They
Yeah.
did that.
Harden didn't say, "Hey, Chris Paul, go tear your hamstring." Then we lose
Yeah, but
in
we talking
Game
about two
7 to
different
the
things.
greatest team
Like
of all time.
we talking about.
Things happen though. That's the thing. Like, can you overcome? Let me. Okay, we can end here, right? I got one question for you because this will determine it. Who is Giannis better than KD to you?
Career or like right now?
Yeah, the same argument we having for Harden and Dame. Would you put Giannis over KD?
No, I'd rather have KD.
Then you have to want Harden over
I
Dame because
don't.
it's
I
the
don't.
same thing.
Well, no, because I told you before, it's Longhorns till I die. So
Okay, you got just unfair disadvantage. I'll
yeah,
accept that. But
it's just like yeah.
we can
So
wrap that up.
I
Hey,
even though I disrespect my boy KD because he do be on some whole shit, I just
but
Longhorns till I die.
that was my point was that if you hate Harden for that stuff, that you have to hate KD, and then that means the stuff you bigging up Dame for, you got to big up Giannis for. So then
But
Giannis got to be better
yeah,
than KD in your book, or the argument we having about
no,
Dame
hell no. He's
makes
talking about
sense.
game. But the thing about it is, Dame can do a little bit of what Harden can do, more than what Giannis can do, what KD can do.
But KD, there's shit that KD
Giannis ain't pulling
can't
up from the
do,
three like he. Yeah,
and
but he
KD not
can't.
playing
He can
defense
do more.
1 through 5.
Yeah, but KD can do more. KD could. He just don't want
Nah, he
to.
can't do it like that. He can't move like
He
Giannis
can't.
can.
But the thing about it, he's 6'10". He could if he wanted to.
Nah.
That's the thing about
Giannis is a
KD can.
different athlete. We can say that for it. We can have that next time.
I
But
mean, we on the same page with that though. I would rather have KD. Would you
yeah,
rather
yeah.
have Giannis?
I'd rather have
No, it's just like,
KD. I'd rather have KD.
yeah, I'm
So
just
we
like,
agree.
why
Yeah.
not? Like,
But I
even
just
though
think
he a
it's
hoe,
funny.
but
That's why I think a lot of this we can wrap. I think a lot of that is just narrative based. That because so many people echo these sentiments that we forget all this stuff. It was the same conversation. I've had this conversation before where I'll talk about Bron because I think Bron is the best player of all time. He's my favorite player.
yeah,
He
me
got
too.
me into watching basketball when I was 6, 7 years old or whatever, when he first popped up. And I have these conversations about why Bron is better, why Bron is the best, and da 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 da. And then people will be like, nah. He suck. He this. He's whatever. All
He
the
do
silly
all this
arguments. Yeah. And then
narratives.
you ask
Yeah,
him, okay, so who's your favorite player of all time? Chris
like
Bosh, John
right.
Wall. You be like, what?
Some
Westbrook? You like Westbrook is the best player. Westbrook he's a dog.
Paul George.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, come on, man. I
No,
like
no,
to
but
me, it's
those people you can't argue with. So if he would
but
have
that's a
came back
lot
with
of
you with
what
somebody,
go on out here.
yeah,
That's a
well that
lot of
is,
what
but
you
it's just
see, and
like,
then they knock somebody like Harden because they have these simple narratives that they can place out there, and you
well,
forget, like, okay, Harden has failed in the playoffs. That means Dame has completely failed in the playoffs. Then if Harden is a failure, because he's falling apart and he got 4-0'd every time he went to the playoffs. And
see,
Harden,
my
but
thing
that's
is I did this for argument base. I
yeah.
wouldn't want neither of them motherfuckers. If
I
I had a team and I was starting a team and I had draft picks and things like that, I wouldn't know when I'm drafting neither one of them because
yeah.
they're gonna be down my list. Because obviously James Harden definitely wouldn't. If I was starting a team right now, Blase, and I had picks, neither. I'll probably get Dame in the third, fourth round if I could. Like,
Yeah.
but and then with enough players, you
Well, I
could probably
know
get Dame in the third round.
probably. I
So
know
just like,
I'm taking Wimby #1, the next greatest of all time. And we're gonna wrap the show there. Thank you for watching, everybody.
oh my
I hope
lord.
you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed,
I
just like
guess
you're
I
gonna
take
enjoy the
Chet
next
with
20
number
years of
two.
Wimbenyama.
I
But
take Chet with number two.
on a serious note, thank you for watching. Same old, like, subscribe on the YouTube, the Carver 2X YouTube page. Follow me at the Carver 2X show on Instagram and Carver 2X everywhere else. Just look up the name. It's easy. Everything will pop up right there, and probably some.
Yes, sir.
Just skip the music part. Just skip over that part.
Yeah. Chiefs
But
Broncos tomorrow night,
woo,
Thursday
yes.
night. Let's get into
Chiefs by
it. Let's
21.
get it.
Tease it up to 21. It's happening. But thank you for
plus,
watching, everybody.
plus
I hope you
your bet
enjoyed.
man plus the over. on everything, Chiefs.
Boy. But that's
Yes,
it.
sir.
That's the show. Thank you for watching. We out.
Out there.